what happened was I was struck with really severe insomnia. Each night while I was trying to sleep, I wasn't sleeping at all, and I was praying to God, and the thought was that I needed to go out, I needed to take care of his children. But over weeks, months of trying not to do anything, I was finally obedient to that call, and I began again. I woke up one morning, Michelle was making breakfast, and I was walking out the door, and she was, asking me what I was doing, where I was going, and I was like, I think I'm gonna go to Walmart. I think I'm gonna buy some bicycles, maybe some food and stuff. I'm gonna drive around. I'm gonna look for homeless people and see if I can help them. I started off. I was just going out every week and I was giving people stuff. And what happened was, initially that worked great because I felt great, made me feel really good about myself. But over time, I was just seeing the same folks, over and over again. I was still giving them stuff, and their lives weren't being changed. So I had to really take a hard look in the mirror and go, okay, what do I need to do? How do I need to pivot on this and really affect real change and real transformation? How do I transform my life? What does that look like? And it started with going, oh, okay, I gotta love people a lot more than it takes just to go and give them some stuff one day. I have to know them better. I have to know them deeply. I have to forge a relationship with them. I have to, we need to be truly brothers and sisters. We gotta have deep relationships. So at Charity on Wheels, we have a bit of a slogan. It's a hand up, not a handout. But what it really means is that we're not willing to do the minimum for people. We're going to get down there with you and help and pull you up. We have so many people nowadays where it's the whole, when helping hurts. You're just enabling people to live a little bit more comfortably in their squalor, and that's, at the end of the day, not loving them enough. You need to love them a lot more. You got to be willing to walk with them and walk with them step by step. What does it look like to change your life? Is that a job? Let me help you get that job. Is that getting yourself a car so you can get to that job? Let me help you get that car. And it's being willing to not look at people as a number in a system. We've realized that just doesn't work. It has to be an individualized approach. It has to be one-on-one. We want to get people self-reliant again and give them their dignity back. I get really heartbroken sometimes and depressed, especially when I'm doing some of our hotel outreach stuff, and I encounter young girls, who are in prostitution. When you're sitting there on the curb with someone who's crying and telling you about how they were attacked and raped, and you're listening to this and you're trying to provide comfort, and in that moment, it's very difficult. Sometimes you just want to fall apart, But that's part of it too. You gotta cry with people sometimes. You know what I mean? You gotta, just break my heart for what breaks yours. Sorry, I'm getting emotional just thinking about it. God in all His glory, He's seen fit to let us not just plant seeds, which is fine. We're just out there planting seeds, but He has seen fit to let us see those seeds sprout and in many situations blossom. Someone I met living on the street who then got him into a shelter, who then we got him a job, who then got their own place, who now is just out there thriving. We have those people in our midst, and God's seen fit to let us play a part in His plan. The thing that lifts me up even more is when we have the opportunity to do that with a family who might have been struggling with homelessness, who has children, because then you're like, okay, not only did we have an effect on these adults, but we had an effect on this next generation. Financial support for us right now is paramount because we have more people that are not just needing help, but worthy of help, that we've vetted, that we're walking with. We have more people now than we've ever had, that we are in this unique position to change a life. That's why financial support right now is so crucial for us, because we have people that need that last security deposit to get them into that place, to get them up out of the shelter. We need people who need that vehicle to get to and from work. People that we've gotten jobs, people that are still riding the bus. There are people right now that we're having to have just long, brutally hard conversations on who we help and who we don't. That's why your financial contribution is everything to us right now in this moment. We need it. We desperately need it, because there are people out there, good people, that desperately need your help. I think what keeps me motivated to get up every day and do this work, I think it has everything to do with my faith. When you are obedient to God and you do what He commands, oh my gosh. It's like, again, you can run and not grow weary. The one thing I would absolutely love people to walk away from Charity on Wheels with, if it's any notion at all, it would be that they saw us as an extension of Jesus, in terms of we are going to reach out to seek and save the lost. That's what I would want them to walk away with. That we are going to be His hands and feet. That we are willing to go into dark places, right, and bring light. My whole mindset is how many folks can I change the trajectory of their life? How much suffering can I alleviate? How much suffering can we as an organization alleviate? How much comfort can I provide? How much of the gospel can I preach? You know what I mean? Till I really just want to, that old analogy, I want to slide into home base just on fire, beaten, broken, having gave everything I had, to give every ounce, every drop I had, to change lives. That would be enough. That's success right there. And if I can get others to be motivated to do the same, forget about it.